In our incredibly fast-moving digital world, staying ahead in cybersecurity isn't just, a recommendation. It's basically non-negotiable.
Absolutely.
We're talking about safeguarding your online presence, protecting critical business data, ensuring operations run smoothly.
Without a hitch, yeah.
And today, we're really zeroing in on a truly transformative force, artificial intelligence, and its profound, undeniable impact on digital security.
Mhm.
This isn't just for the tech specialists either. It's critical for everyone, from seasoned security pros to business leaders making those big strategic decisions.
Right.
Our mission today is to thoroughly examine the fascinating material we've gathered. We're going to lay out how AI is truly, well, a double-edged sword.
That's a perfect way to put it.
An incredibly powerful shield we can wield for defense, but also an increasingly sophisticated weapon in the hands of malicious actors.
Exactly.
Our aim is to provide you with actionable insights into emerging threats, cutting-edge defenses, and a forward-looking perspective on what the future holds for digital security.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this exploration, it's designed not just to inform, but to genuinely bolster your professional understanding.
Okay.
We'll cover how AI is fundamentally reshaping cybersecurity practices, delve into the sector-specific risks that different industries face, unpack the evolving regulatory landscape,
Which is changing fast.
oh, incredibly fast, and highlight the critical workforce skills needed to remain effective and, compliant in this whole AI-driven era. It's about getting to the heart of the matter so you can apply this knowledge directly, whether you're on the front lines or in the boardroom.
All right, let's unpack this then. Let's start by focusing on AI as our digital shield. Traditional security mechanisms, the ones relying on simple signatures, they're increasingly outmatched.
They really are. Falling behind.
So how is AI, specifically machine learning and deep learning, how's it fundamentally transforming our tools and strategies from a defensive standpoint?
Well, it's a seismic shift, really. AI excels at what we call smarter threat detection.
Smarter detection.
Yeah. Think of AI as a digital Sherlock Holmes. It's not just looking for the obvious fingerprints left behind. It's sifting through truly enormous volumes of data.
Like what kind of data?
Everything. The tiniest fluctuations in network traffic, endpoint activity, application logs, subtle shifts in user behavior patterns. Just vast amounts.
Okay.
And what AI is looking for are anomalies and irregularities, those
Yeah.
tiny deviations that can piece together the story of an attack before it fully unfolds.
Ah, so it's predictive.
Predictive forensics, yeah, that's a good term. That's where the real power lies. Catching threats like malware, phishing attempts, data exfiltration, even insider threats, long before traditional systems would even spot them.
Right.
And what's truly remarkable is that these models continuously refine their accuracy. They learn over time from both successful and failed attack patterns. They just get smarter.
That insight into anomaly detection is powerful. But this sounds like, well, an overwhelming amount of data for humans to manage. How does AI help our human analysts make their jobs more efficient, maybe less prone to burnout?
That's a great point, and it's why we talk about augmentation, not replacement. AI significantly enhances security information and event management SIEM systems.
Okay, SIEM system.
Think of a SIEM as the central nervous system for security ops, collecting logs from everything across your digital infrastructure. AI supercharges this. It automatically correlates events across these huge data sets, filters out all the irrelevant noise.
The false positives.
Exactly, the false positives. And it escalates only the genuine high-priority threats. This saves human analysts so much valuable time and drastically reduces that alert fatigue we hear about. And beyond that, you have natural language processing, NLP models. They're interpreting unstructured data stuff from blogs, social media, even dark web forums.
Wow.
Yeah, this provides real-time, actionable insights into emerging attack vectors. It gives defenders a crucial heads-up on new threats, basically, as they appear.
In a fast-moving cyber attack, every second truly counts. So once a threat is identified, how does AI help speed up the incident response?
This is where AI's speed and consistency become just invaluable. Once a potential threat is detected, AI systems can automatically trigger containment protocols.
Without waiting for a human.
Without waiting for manual human approval, in many cases, yes. This means isolating compromised endpoints, blocking malicious IP addresses, disabling user accounts, almost instantaneously.
Right.
This kind of automation is absolutely essential for containing things like zero-day exploits those attacks using unknown vulnerabilities.
The really dangerous ones.
Exactly. Or fast-moving ransomware, or large-scale distributed attacks where a delay of even minutes could just be catastrophic. It's all about preempting the spread and minimizing the impact.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Identity and access management, IAM. Absolutely crucial for any organization basically controlling who gets access to what. How is AI innovating this area?
AI is truly transforming IAM. It's making authentication more dynamic, more continuous. A key advancement is behavioral biometrics.
Behavioral biometrics, how does that work?
So it isn't about what you are, like a fingerprint, but how you act. AI algorithms continuously analyze your unique interactions. Think the subtle rhythm of your typing.
How fast I type.
Cadence,
Yeah.
yeah. The pressure you apply to a touchscreen, the way you move your mouse, even how you walk, believe it or not.
Really? Gait recognition.
Absolutely. This creates a constantly evolving digital signature. It offers frictionless security by verifying you're still you throughout your session, not just at that initial login.
Okay, so continuous authentication.
Exactly. And beyond just authentication, AI enforces least privilege access principles. It's constantly evaluating user roles, context, activity patterns.
Yeah.
If a user suddenly acts weirdly or tries to access things outside their normal role,
Like anomalous behavior?
precisely. AI can automatically trigger alerts, maybe require step-up authentication, or even revoke access instantly. It also helps identify dormant accounts or lateral movement patterns, often red flags for insider threats or maybe account compromises.
So we've talked about AI as this powerful sentinel, this shield guarding our digital gates. But remember that double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm. The other edge.
Let's turn it now to the blade. Because as formidable as AI is for defense, it's becoming an equally sharp weapon in the hands of malicious actors.
It's the flip side of the coin, absolutely.
Yep.
The rise of AI-driven attacks means tasks like vulnerability scanning, large-scale phishing campaigns, sophisticated social engineering,
Mhm.
they can all be automated, executed at a scale we've never really seen before.
Making them more efficient for the attackers.
Incredibly efficient.
Mhm.
And it reduces their need for direct human intervention, allowing them to scale operations significantly, makes them more persistent, harder to track.
Phishing, it remains such a massive threat, causing huge damage worldwide.
Huh?
How has AI amplified its scale and sophistication? We're moving beyond just generic spam emails, right?
Oh, way beyond. AI-powered generative models, think large language models like GPT and deepfake technologies are being weaponized.
Big fakes. Scary stuff.
It really is.
Yeah.
Attackers use them to craft highly personalized phishing emails that are almost indistinguishable from legitimate communications. Imagine getting an email from your CEO, written in their exact style, maybe referencing a project you're actually working on.
That would be hard to spot.
Chillingly effective.
Yeah.
Attackers can clone voices for voice phishing scams.
So a phone call sounding exactly like someone you know.
Exactly. Or even create realistic video content for advanced social engineering. But what's particularly alarming is the hyper-personalization.
How do they do that?
AI tools can crawl social media, public databases, gather incredibly detailed personal and organizational info. This lets them tailor spear phishing messages with just uncanny accuracy, replicating language styles, interests, even communication patterns.
Wow.
This dramatically raises the risk, even for users who think they're security aware, because the messages just feel so authentic.
That's truly unsettling. What about malware itself? How is AI transforming how malware is developed, how it evades detection?
AI is enabling the development of genuinely sophisticated, adaptive malware. This isn't your old signature-based virus anymore.
It learns.
It can learn from its environment, yeah. It might remain dormant until specific triggers are met, then spring into action. Once operational, it can evade detection by mimicking normal system behaviors or by adapting to the response patterns of antivirus software.
Adapting in real time.
In some cases, yes. And crucially, it can even dynamically mutate its own code, making it incredibly difficult for traditional signature-based tools to identify and neutralize it. It's like a virus that keeps changing its disguise.
The idea of AI being tripped by AI, that highlights a deeper vulnerability. This raises an important question. What exactly is adversarial machine learning? How is that being used in attacks?
Right. Adversarial machine learning. It involves cybercriminals feeding carefully engineered inputs, we call them adversarial examples, specifically designed to mislead an AI's decision-making process.
Give me an example.
Okay, they might alter just a few pixels in an image, pixels humans wouldn't even notice, to trick a facial recognition system into misidentifying someone, or maybe ignoring them completely.
Huh.
Or they can try to circumvent spam filters with subtle linguistic manipulations, tiny changes in wording that fall outside the AI's training parameters, allowing malicious content to slip right through.
So they're exploiting the AI's blind spots.
Exactly. It's like creating an optical illusion, but for an AI.
Yeah.
Finding and exploiting those blind spots.
Before an attack even happens, criminals need to find targets, reconnaissance. How does AI help them there?
AI automates the reconnaissance phase massively. It allows attackers to efficiently scan vast networks, identify vulnerable endpoints, map out potential entry points,
Hmm.
all with minimal human effort.
Faster than humans could.
Oh, much faster. And it's not just a basic scan. AI can instantly prioritize targets based on their perceived value,
Yeah.
identify specific software vulnerabilities down to the patch level, even craft a custom attack plan in minutes.
The process that would take humans.
Days, maybe weeks, for a skilled team. AI creates this hyper-efficient digital hit list. And once they gain access, AI helps automate lateral movement, identify high-value targets inside the network, accelerate privilege escalation.
Getting more control.
Right. It can even prioritize what data to steal based on sensitivity or financial worth. Makes the whole attack incredibly precise and efficient for them.
So we've established AI is used for defense and AI is used for attack. But what's fascinating here is the unique vulnerabilities of the AI models themselves. They're not just tools being used, they're targets with their own weaknesses.
Yes, exactly. AI models, especially those in critical sectors like infrastructure, healthcare, finance, they're high-value targets precisely because they underpin so much.
Right.
They're vulnerable to those adversarial attacks we just discussed, where malicious inputs deceive the model. Then there's something called model inversion.
Model inversion.
That's where attackers can actually extract sensitive training data from the model itself. Imagine a medical AI trained on patient records. An attacker might be able to reconstruct parts of those records just by cleverly querying the model over and over.
That's a huge privacy risk.
Massive. And then there's data poisoning. This is where they corrupt the model during its learning phase, its training.
How would that work?
Well, for example, a poisoned AI in a financial system might be subtly trained to incorrectly classify risky transactions as safe, enabling large-scale fraud down the line. Or in healthcare, think about the consequences. It could lead to misdiagnoses or incorrect treatment plans. Really dangerous stuff.
That makes perfect sense. What about intellectual property concerns? These AI models can be incredibly valuable assets for companies.
That's a huge one. Trained AI models represent significant intellectual property, often the result of massive investment in data, expertise, development time. Attackers can attempt model theft through what we call model extraction attacks. This is where they make repeated strategic queries to an AI system, maybe an API you expose, to gradually reveal enough of its internal logic that they can basically replicate its functionality.
without stealing the code directly.
Exactly, without ever having direct access to the actual code or the training data. The result is a loss of proprietary technology. It can also expose vulnerabilities or biases that the original developers might have tried to mitigate or hide.
And the consequences.
Severe economic, legal, even ethical consequences, especially in fields like finance or specialized diagnostics. It completely undermines trust in the AI's capabilities.
And many AI models, they rely on existing components, often open source libraries, right? Are there risks embedded within that dependency?
Absolutely. We see significant AI supply chain risks here. Modern AI development relies heavily on open source libraries, machine learning frameworks, pre-trained components. It's how things get built quickly.
But if those components aren't secure,
That's the problem. If these dependencies aren't properly vetted, maintained, or monitored, they introduce serious vulnerabilities. Threat actors are increasingly embedding malicious code into popular, widely used open source packages.
so organizations might not even know they're using compromised code.
Precisely. When organizations integrate these compromised components, they unknowingly inherit security flaws. Flaws that can be exploited later, potentially giving attackers backdoor access or data exfiltration capabilities. It's a bit like buying a car where, a critical part was secretly tampered with before it even left the factory.
Okay, if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
beyond just the technical aspects we've covered, what are the profound ethical and regulatory challenges that the rise of AI introduces in cybersecurity, especially around how AI makes these critical decisions?
Well, it creates a growing urgency around transparency, accountability, and fairness. It's a major challenge.
Because the AI's reasoning isn't always clear.
Exactly. As AI makes decisions that can have significant consequences, blocking a transaction, flagging someone as a threat, but often lacks clear explainability in its internal processes. Well, it raises fundamental questions.
Like who's responsible if it goes wrong?
Exactly. When an AI system fails or makes a flawed decision, who is responsible? The developer.
Yeah.
The user, the data provider. And how do we ensure the algorithms themselves don't inadvertently perpetuate or even amplify existing societal biases, leading to, say, disproportionate outcomes for certain groups?
So what's the regulatory landscape looking like? Are frameworks catching up to address these concerns?
They're trying. Regulatory frameworks are rapidly evolving. You've got the European Union's AI Act, for instance, which categorizes AI systems by risk level. It imposes strict obligations on high-risk applications, requirements for transparency, robust data governance, human oversight.
And in the US?
In the U.S., you have things like the NIST AI Risk Management Framework. It provides best practices, emphasizing risk assessment, explainability, resilience. Importantly, cybersecurity laws are now starting to incorporate AI-specific provisions. Things like mandates for auditing AI models, tracing their decision-making processes. Compliance here is going to demand a very proactive approach from organizations.
And for organizations themselves, internally, what does all this mean for robust governance? How do they manage these systems responsibly?
Governance for AI and cybersecurity really requires establishing clear internal policies, strong controls, and fostering a culture of accountability. AI systems must be transparent. Their decision-making processes should be as explainable as possible, even if perfect explainability is hard.
Okay.
They need to be auditable. They should produce logs that can be reviewed and understood by humans. Continuous monitoring is essential for detecting what we call model drift.
Model drift, what's that?
That's when an AI model's performance degrades over time,
Right.
because the real-world data it's seeing starts to differ significantly from the data it was originally trained on. Imagine an AI trained only on normal internet traffic suddenly facing entirely new, sophisticated attack patterns it's never encountered. Its accuracy will drift.
Got it.
And finally, these systems must be governed by clear policies, delineated roles, responsibilities, escalation procedures. Frameworks like those from the OECD or ISO IEC 42001 are becoming increasingly relevant guides here.
This sounds like AI is doing an awful lot. So is AI going to replace cybersecurity professionals entirely? Is that where we're headed?
Not at all. That's a common misconception.
Yeah.
AI is best thought of as a force multiplier.
A force multiplier.
Yes, it's designed to enhance human capabilities, not replace them. This evolution, however, does demand a significant transformation in workforce development and skill sets. Traditional cybersecurity skills, still important, but new competencies are now absolutely essential.
Why is it augmentation, not replacement?
Because AI frees up human experts from those repetitive high-volume tasks. Think wading through thousands of alerts. It allows them to focus on the truly complex problems, strategic thinking, threat hunting, incident response coordination, and crucially, ethical oversight. Things AI can't do well, or at all.
Okay, so what new skills are required then for cybersecurity professionals to really thrive in this AI era?
Professionals now need, well, a certain fluency in data science techniques, a fundamental understanding of AI and machine learning concepts, how models are trained, how they work, their limitations.
Understanding the tech itself.
Exactly. And a grasp of the ethical considerations related to AI deployment, understanding potential biases, societal impacts. They also need expertise in model validation, ensuring AI systems perform accurately and securely, and cultivating what we call adversarial thinking.
Thinking like the attacker.
Thinking like the attacker to anticipate and counteract AI-driven attacks. Yes. This whole interdisciplinary skill set enables a much more effective partnership between humans and AI. Machines handle the massive data processing. Humans provide critical judgment, context, and ethical oversight.
What's fascinating here is this idea of human-in-the-loop systems. What exactly are those, and why are they so important for building trust and ensuring accuracy with AI?
Right. Human-in-the-loop, or HITL systems, they basically integrate human judgment directly into AI workflows at critical points. This ensures that key decisions, especially those with ethical, legal, or high-impact consequences, are reviewed and validated by human operators before they're finalized or acted upon.
Can you give an example in cybersecurity?
Sure. Human analysts might verify AI-generated alerts and recommendations for, say, blocking a critical system or isolating a potentially compromised executive account before that action is taken automatically.
So it's a safety check.
It's a safety check, exactly. This collaborative approach helps mitigate risks associated with AI bias, potential errors, or unexpected behaviors that might otherwise go unchecked in a fully automated system. It also fosters transparency and accountability, which are absolutely vital for building trust and driving adoption of these powerful tools.
This raises an important question, though.
Hmm.
How do these complex AI cybersecurity issues manifest differently across various industries? Are the risks universal, or are there really sector-specific nuances we need to understand?
Oh, the risks are definitely sector-specific, hugely so. It depends entirely on how AI is being used and the sensitivity of the data involved.
Okay, break that down for us. What about financial services?
Okay, financial services. AI is used extensively there for things like fraud detection, algorithmic
High
trading,
stakes.
very high stakes. Risks include model manipulation by attackers to, say, greenlight fraudulent transactions or manipulate trading algorithms. There's also the constant need to comply with strict data privacy laws like GDPR and CCPA when using predictive models on customer data. And there's a huge demand for explainability from regulatory bodies, especially regarding automated decisions like credit risk scores. You can't just have a black box saying no loan.
Makes sense. What about healthcare?
Healthcare.
Hmm.
Here, AI assists with diagnostics, patient monitoring. The potential benefits are enormous, but the risks are equally significant. Data poisoning could lead to incorrect diagnoses or flawed treatment plans, with potentially severe patient outcomes.
Life or death, potentially.
Potentially, yes.
Hmm.
Model theft could expose proprietary diagnostic algorithms. And AI-powered medical devices, which are often connected IoT devices, are vulnerable to remote exploits, raising critical safety concerns. Tampering with an AI-controlled infusion pump, for example.
Right. Incredibly serious. And manufacturing, Industry 4.0.
In manufacturing and Industry 4.0, you've got AI-enabled robotics, smart manufacturing processes. The risks include manipulation of AI-driven industrial control systems, or ICS. That could lead to production defects, equipment damage, or even physical harm to workers on the factory floor.
Physical risks, too.
Absolutely. Predictive maintenance systems, which use AI to predict equipment failure, could be fed false inputs to trigger unnecessary shutdowns, disrupting supply chains. And those third-party supply chain risks from external AI vendors are a major concern. An attack on one vendor could ripple through and disrupt an entire factory or even sector. Each industry faces unique challenges based on its specific AI applications.
Looking ahead then, what key trends do you see defining cybersecurity over the next, say, decade in this AI era? It really sounds like an ongoing arms race.
It absolutely is an ongoing arms race. It's this dynamic interplay between rapid technological innovation on one side and constantly evolving cyber risks on the other. We'll definitely see widespread adoption of more sophisticated AI-driven security tools, tools that automate threat hunting, real-time incident response, vulnerability management to an unprecedented degree.
But the attackers won't stand still.
Not a chance. Simultaneously, adversaries will continue to exploit AI for automated social engineering, creating even more convincing deepfakes, deploying increasingly evasive malware that adapts on the fly. The pace of change, I think, will only accelerate.
What about autonomous defense? Will systems reach a point where they can truly defend themselves, almost without any human intervention?
Autonomous cyber defense systems are definitely on the horizon and developing rapidly. We're talking systems capable of real-time threat hunting across complex, sprawling environments, self-healing infrastructure that can isolate and patch itself without waiting for human approval,
How?
and cognitive analytics that learn from each incident to actually predict future attack patterns.
Yeah.
But while these capabilities will grow significantly, they're still intended to augment human defenders, not replace them entirely, especially in large-scale, high-stakes situations where human judgment, context, and ethical considerations remain paramount.
And flipping back to the offensive side, how will AI continue to empower attackers? What new tools or tactics might emerge that we should be watching for?
AI will fuel increasingly sophisticated offensive capabilities, likely accessible not just to nation-states, but to sophisticated criminal organizations, too. This includes things like automated vulnerability discovery tools that can find exploits faster than defenders can patch them.
Closing the window for defense.
Exactly. Deepfake-enabled misinformation campaigns, designed perhaps to destabilize public trust or manipulate financial markets. And AI-based identity spoofing that could potentially undermine even advanced biometric authentication systems we're starting to rely on. It means defensive cybersecurity has to continually keep pace, really emphasizing anticipatory intelligence and behavioral monitoring, not just reactive defense.
What's fascinating here is something you touched on briefly, the convergence of AI and quantum computing. How does that fit into the future of cybersecurity, and what does it mean for us practically?
Ah, yes. This is a truly significant long-term emerging threat, often referred to as the quantum threat. Quantum computing, once it reaches sufficient scale and stability.
Which is still some way off, but
Still some way off for breaking current crypto, yes, but the timeline is debated. It has the theoretical potential to break many of the traditional encryption schemes we currently rely upon for data protection, secure communications, basically the very foundations of digital trust online.
Breaking RSA, things like that.
Things like RSA, ECC, exactly. This necessitates urgent preparation. It means developing and adopting what we call quantum-resistant cryptography, or post-quantum cryptography, new algorithms that quantum computers can't easily break.
And AI systems
The AI
themselves.
systems themselves must adapt to operate securely in this potential post-quantum environment. It's a huge challenge, requires a fundamental shift. Organizations and governments are already investing heavily in research for this post-quantum future, understanding that it will fundamentally reshape the cryptographic foundations of cybersecurity for everyone. We need to start planning now.
So what does this all mean for us? Bringing it all together now. Cybersecurity in the AI era, it feels like we're at a really critical inflection point.
We absolutely are.
AI offers these unprecedented capabilities for defense detecting, responding with incredible speed and precision. But as we've discussed, it also empowers adversaries with tools of extraordinary sophistication.
It's that ongoing arms race.
Yeah, demanding a comprehensive, multi-layered approach, one that has to weave together technology, proactive policy, and that essential human insight.
Exactly. And professionals in the field, they must evolve in parallel, developing new technical skills, data science, AI fundamentals, ethical understanding, adopting a proactive security mindset, not just reactive, and committing to lifelong learning because this field will not stand still.
Right.
And organizations, they need to invest wisely in both the cutting-edge AI-driven tools and, critically, in the talented people who wield them. They need to create those governance models we talked about, prioritizing transparency, accountability, and resilience across their entire digital landscape.
The ultimate goal here, it isn't to eliminate risk entirely, is it? That feels impossible in our interconnected world.
It is impossible.
Instead, it's about managing risk intelligently, with the right balance of innovation, constant vigilance, and importantly, genuine collaboration across the cybersecurity community, sharing threat intelligence best practices.
Collaboration is key.
We can potentially transform the immense challenges of this AI era into a tremendous opportunity. An opportunity to build a safer, more secure digital future for everyone.